Boy, tell me what you like, cause you know I ain't the place. See, it's been way too long, it's been way too damn long, and I need it, baby. Don't you know I need you, baby? Need that I ain't seen.
Working me today. Welcome to another episode of Hashtag I'm Just Saying. I'm yours truly, MemeMichelle. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to have a really great show today. As you can see, we got a diverse panel. We have somebody missing, and let me explain to you something, party people in the place to be. If, you did on purpose, Kim. I did that. If I happen to invite you to my show and you cannot make it, and you do not call and cancel, that is what we call rude. Okay? So next time, if you're not, now, if he's late, we're just gonna keep the party going. Hey, Jacoby, just in case he's coming. I still love you. We still gonna sing together on Sunday mornings. But if you can't come, because I had another guest do that to me, which is okay, because the show was pretty much amazing. But if you can't come, can you please, with sugar on top, call? Okay, I'm done venting. So, this is John, and this is Tracy, and the topic today is, okay, first let me say, the topic today is very sensitive, and we're doing everything out of love, and the reason I'm having this topic because I want to try to bring some type of healing to the situation. But before we get to the topic, let me tell you what I'm serving us up today. This was a gift to the salon. This is my first time drinking it, and it is really smooth. I think it's called Tequila Lay 925. Yo, if you're out there and you're watching, you can be a sponsor, because this is pretty much amazing. So I made a drink. This is my version of the margarita, which I call Justice, because it's going to get you right. But, all right, so the topic of the day, we're talking about prejudice. It's not just black and white. So, my first question to you guys is, what does prejudice mean to you? And just jump in. This is table talk, so you don't gotta wait your turn. Just, what does prejudice mean to you?
It's an injustice. It's looking at someone for other than what they are. Mm-hmm. Not knowing what they are and just kind of, judging straight off the bat what you think they are.
I call it judgment.
Yeah, it's straight off judgment of what you perceive them to be, maybe not actually what they are.
What does this to you?
For me, I equate prejudice with hate. Generalizing people, that's pretty much stereotyping. But when you form a prejudice, you're having a disdain before you even encounter this person, which lets me know that it's taught.
Yeah,
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of ignorance.
Taught.
Yeah,
prejudice is, and don't get me wrong, it's not like stereotyping. Stereotyping, you've experienced whatever, and you formed an opinion, and you put people over here, you put people over there. But to have a prejudice, I don't even know you.
Right. Right.
Like a prejudice against Tracy would be a stereotype would be like, okay, people with colored hair just fit some
in a box.
But my prejudice is, despite your hair, whatever, your skin, I don't like you. And if you ask me why, I really couldn't tell you, or I couldn't come up with a real legitimate basis of why. Right. I probably don't like you because of something that somebody else told me about these kind of people.
Right.
So to me, prejudice is it comes down to fear and hate.
Pure, to me, prejudice is pure judgment and ignorance. For me to not like you just because, no matter what that because is, you don't like me because I'm thick, or you don't like me because my skin is light, or you don't like me because I wear a size 10 shoe. It's stupidity. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's what prejudice is. So how does prejudice affect you? That's deep, ain't it?
I'll be the first to say prejudice doesn't affect me to the extent it does some other people. my prejudices that people have against me are always going to be stemmed around my appearance, be it weight or an accent or the way I behave or along those lines. So I'm lucky in the fact that I don't have some of those things that I have to overcome that you might, for instance.
Yeah.
I mean, on top of the fact that you have dark skin, you are a rather tall, intimidating looking man.
To some.
But like
to others.
Right.
To others.
Right. Girl, I ain't saying that. I ain't gonna disagree. But I'm saying to some, I don't have to deal with those things.
Right. You have the complexion for the protection.
I do. Absolutely.
People choose to believe that I have the complexion for the protection because the majority of the year I'm fair skinned.
Right.
But it means absolutely nothing. We're going to get to that. How does it affect you, babe?
It just kind of depends. Like I know that there was a time in my life where it really got up under the skin, and you know, hey, I love y'all to death, people I went to school with. But I went to school in Waller.
Okay.
But when I went to school in Waller, I went to school where it was.
Can y'all hear him? Give me the thumbs
little
up.
bit louder.
No, that's all right.
Well, I went to school where we were fair and we got along, but it was like a quiet segregation. You knew what was taboo and you knew what wasn't. So, coming up through that, everything that's going on right now is just kind of like a repeat.
Yes.
You know, I wasn't there during the 40s, but I was there during the time where I did experience, I can tell you a little something. I remember going up to my parents at 4. We lived in these apartments in Victoria, and I remember I went up to them and I asked them this question: "What is a nigger?"
Oh,
yes, come on now.
So, and you know, my dad being my dad, you know, where you get that from? But you know, he explained it to me, and of course, at 4, I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, I'll still go play with these same kids.
Yeah.
But now, here's the thing I want to say about that. That came out because these kids were mad at me.
So
Yeah.
that let you know the conversations that went on in their home.
Yeah.
Because prejudice and racism and classism, those things are taught.
you grew up having to ask what that word meant.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I grew up knowing what that word meant.
And I was going to touch on you. Yes, you have the complexion for protection. I just heard that for the first time last year.
Really?
But yeah, now, but it's funny how you're good until, like, basically you're on the show. You don't watch yourself.
Oh, I know.
You're good, and once you break away, it's almost like you have to. This is unfair. I'm just gonna say
No,
it.
say it.
Say it.
Say
This
it.
is
Be straight up.
hashtag I'm just
Just
saying,
saying.
and we
Say
just
it.
say it on here.
So it's as whites, you're protected until you
Stand
break
up for
away from
injustice.
Exactly.
until you stand up for. When you stand up for us, I mean, well, when you stand up for other people outside your race,
outside your box,
now
you're a target.
all of a sudden you're a target.
Absolutely.
You're ignorant. You don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
absolutely.
You're not for your kind, which I still don't understand kind.
What kind is?
I'm sorry. I have a heart that beats. Do you?
Because
We're the same kind.
here's the thing. If I slice you, you slice me.
Right.
Well, we gonna
Girl,
all
first if you
bleed
slice me,
red.
we gonna talk.
We gonna all bleed red.
Definitely.
So how does it that when you had to come home and ask your dad what that word meant, how did it make you feel? Because that was my next question. How does prejudice make you feel?
Well, at the time, that's what I'm saying. At the time, you know, you're young, you don't know. Then as you grow and you start to understand it starts out with you thinking there's something wrong with you. Why didn't I get put in this group? Why didn't I get put in this class? Why didn't I get to participate with these group of people in this after school project? And I know I'm smarter than this person, so I know that's not it. I'm more athletic than this person, so I know that's not it. And then if you get in closer, you can hear the whispers and you understand, damn, you don't like me because of my skin?
Yeah.
So it starts out with not understanding, then it'll quickly move to, once you get to understanding, then that's when the emotions come aware. Are you gonna be hurt by it? Are you gonna be mad by it? First time I seen Mississippi burning, I saw it at 16. I was mad at the world. And then you graduate and you mature and you just learn how to deal with it. So it depends on where it touches you.
Yes.
It can make you angry. It can make you hurt, sympathetic. But it also comes from some sort of pain.
Yes.
Some deep point. So.
Yes.
Like I was mentioning earlier, I was 5 years old. I was in kindergarten, and the only black young man I ever went to school with at that time, only went to school with 2 in my entire school career, but the only one gave me a Valentine's Day card exchange, and the other children ridiculed me because he gave me a Valentine. Are you kidding me? Meanwhile, I think I kept that Valentine until I lost it somewhere to move somewhere. Yeah. Because that meant a lot. I didn't care. This boy was my friend.
He was just your friend.
I mean, Donald, if you're watching, I love you. But that's really what it meant to me. But for those children, 5 years old, 4, 5, 6 years old, to target me simply for being the object of his friendship, I think that was probably the first time I looked and I was like, wait, what? Why in the world are these babies?
It's taught.
And it's the way they're taught.
That's what they hear at home.
And I think that's the point where I said, well, wait, what? Yeah. That's not right. Why is this a big deal?
Ooh, that's so good.
Come on, talk to me.
Okay, so for those who can say, this is not what I'm teaching, this goes back to, this is us, this is like a joke. Be careful what you say around your kids.
Yep.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
Kids are inquisitive. So if you in the room with your wife or you with your friends, and if you feel a certain way about a group of people or a prejudice or whatever, just be careful. Go look. If you're gonna feel, if that's in you, that's who you are.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking who you are, but to set aside a change for a better, more unified, more diversified future, be careful what you say around kids, because I mean, I'll say as
everything.
Me, I remember when my son came back with a cuss word, and I knew where he got it from. It was like it was
They'll
my
always
personal
get you with
cuss
those
word.
words, don't they?
So
They'll get you with
if
those
you're
words.
not teaching hate in your home, just be careful what you say around your kids.
Yep. Because let's talk about this. We're gonna talk about our community, and that's on the list. But I'm gonna get to it since you said that. You're a darker shade of black. I'm lighter shade of black. But we both black. Let's just keep it real. We have the same issues out in the world. But we have been, since the Willie Lynch time, have been pitted against one another to say that one is better than the other, where at the end of the day, it's really not. How many times, and y'all can be mad at me if you want, how many times have I seen some of these small black power? They got their fist up. I know I'm proud to be black, y'all, but the first time we go on vacation, what's the first thing everybody says? Ooh, I gotta stay out of the sun. I can't get no tan. Well, if you're so dang on proud, and then you say, well, you don't understand because you're fair. Do you know how many times I walk through my hallway? Let me tell you, Blue Line, we're a tight-knit family. And I can honestly say, I don't know about any other Blue Line franchise, but here at the Katy location, we all get along.
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
matter what shade we are. We get in that break room, we chop it up, we talk about the lunch we have.
Family.
We talk about hair all day. We talk about everything. But it's some of the customers that come in here, they'll pass me right on by. They'll roll their eyes at me just because of who I am. Just because of who I am. I'll never forget, I was going to Walmart, and this lady told me, because, for 2-3 years straight after my divorce, I wore my hair red, like this color red straight. And she was like, oh my God, your hair. And it was a kinky kind of, first of all, have y'all seen my real hair? They tell me it looked like El DeBarge. I'm telling you, it does a magic trick around 2:30. And it goes to Florida Evans. But anyway, I sometimes will put the super kinky hair in, because I am proud to be black. Let me just tell you. But, you have courage to wear your hair like that. Why the hell would I have courage to wear what God gave me to come out my scalp, ma'am. And it took everything in me. And she would not stop. And I was rocking like Celie. I was like, just get in your car, Mimi. Just get in your car. Because you going to say something that's going to have them people called on you. So, my next question is, let's talk about the assumptions people have towards you. The prejudices that people have towards you. I'll start with you.
I feel like, well, appearances aside, I've mentioned before, it's not a secret. I've had weight loss surgery, and I came in here for the first time. I came into a whole group of people who had no idea I used to be a fat girl. Oh Lord, I have never done that before. And I feel like the first time I made a comment about struggling with weight, being like, oh girl, I can't eat that, it's, it's gonna mess with me, blah blah blah. Somebody gives me this look like, what are you complaining about? What are you talking about? Oh yeah, you have no idea.
The struggle.
It's still a struggle. You have no idea. And then as someone who has had that weight loss surgery, you get you cheated. You didn't really do nothing. You took the easy way out.
That is not easy. I've never had it, but I know a lot of people that have. And it's more work maintaining that than it is maintaining, okay, so here's my perception on that. You did have the weight loss surgery. Say I lost a lot of weight, but if I have a sad day or one of them days I just want to pig out, I can. You can never ever do that.
It's all here.
And people don't understand. You have to fix here first. And it's hard. I got a chocolate chip cookie fetish that is out of control. Let me tell you, when I was bored yesterday and I didn't have no clients, I thought about Tiff's treats the whole damn day. I wanted to go to Tiff's treats, but I know I can't do that. It starts a domino effect.
It does. It does.
You got a question?
I had weight loss surgery.
Yeah.
So now I can pig out. So now it really is hard for me.
Yeah.
Got you.
I have to make myself stop.
You have to remind yourself you did all that work.
I'm 10 years in.
Yeah, okay, and so it's stretched out a little bit.
You did all that work, and you can't sacrifice that.
I still get that kind of.
There's a prejudice there.
Yeah.
There's a prejudice with, okay, well, she must not have self-control because she's plus size or she's overweight, and you don't know, that person could be sick. Yeah. That person could have a thyroid condition. That person could just metabolism don't work like everyone else.
Instead of girl, you need to not eat that, I get skinny. You just get skinnier. You need to stop that.
Yes indeed.
I can be heavy. I can be healthy. What do you want?
Yeah, because I know a lot. Okay, first of all, let me tell you something. I can go up and down that hill more than any skinny person can. Have y'all seen my film? I get it in. So don't assume, and that's a prejudice. So tell me about the prejudice. I know you have dealt with a plethora. So just pick a couple.
It's not even, for me, it's just, it's corporate America has taught me a lot. And for me, can I
you can do whatever you want to do.
It's my saying. I say a lot of people. Shout out to Ron. It's like I tell people, I just look like this because when I say something or do something, the look that comes on their face, I'll be like, look, I just look like this. Meaning, whatever you think in your head, there's more to
me.
this.
You have layers.
You just don't know, and I'm thankful for what God done in my life as far as I'm 43, and I say that in the sense that when I get around people that are younger than me and they assume that I'm kind of on their age level, it's all good until I say something like, well, my 20-year-old son. And then they just, it's like this crack comes over and it gets quiet and it's like they look at each other like, who's gonna ask? And then finally, how old are you? I'm 43.
I have an 18-year-old daughter, same thing.
No.
I know you do.
And I just put my ID on the table. And so then what happens is it's like, okay, I felt the atmosphere at work change because it's almost like, okay, he's at two sides. One, he's old enough to be my boss. I gotta watch him. And then on the other side, it's okay. I'm younger than him. Why are we, I guess, on the same level? But again, you're looking from a surface when you don't know. Like a lot of people, I tell them, look, I've had all the fun things. I've had this and I've had that. Unfortunately, I've learned what it's like to lose them.
Yeah.
But I'm in a place where I appreciate a lot of things more differently. So don't judge whenever it's always productive, prejudice people, to just overcome the fear and ask the question up front about what you want to know.
Yeah.
Because prejudice is fear-based anyway.
Come on now. That ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
So when you don't
good.
like a person, don't ask yourself what you don't like about that person. Ask yourself, what are you fearing about that person?
And you really don't like them because you're kind of envious. You're envious of the prejudiced person is pretty much envious of what they see, of the greatness that resides within you. We got any questions, Kim?
Now everybody's just making comments like Michelle Wood. She said, yes, I can. I'm 60 and heavy, and I do a 5K run every year.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, you can't just assume something about people. Now,
Absolutely.
this is going to be a real sensitive, and Jacoby, you can jump in at any time.
Hey, Jacoby.
Looking at the climate of the country right now, do you think racism has gotten worse, or is it just more exposed due to social media and camera phones?
Exposed.
Yes,
I think we can see what's going on now, where before it was really easy to turn a blind eye.
Yes.
Because you could look the other way.
Yeah.
But now you scroll through Instagram, you scroll through Facebook, it's right there in your face, and you can see it. And unfortunately for a lot of these people, those things that would not have gotten caught and exposed previously are now being put out there for everybody else to see. And on one hand, that is fantastic. Because sometimes people need to know who you really are.
Yes.
Because you can't walk through life smiling, acting like everybody's your friend, and then turn around and start talking.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
What you think?
Like, it's just, thank you, social media, in that regard, because it puts it out there. I was thinking on the way up here, like the coaches, like, you know, I had some good coaches. And I wondered, did they just, I wondered, but then I thought, I was like, you know what? As a man, as a white man who has a family, I understand you tending to your family. And when you look at your black players, we go perform, and I know you're a good man. I just think you really just don't know what's going on, and you don't know how to ask. But now with social media, it's
they know.
It's look, you can only edit so much video. You can only Photoshop so much stuff. So it's really happening, and my struggle sometimes when I'm in my head is how much stuff did we really miss back in the day? Like
when everything we thought was kumbaya or was getting like, remember the 80s?
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
The 80s were a beautiful time for race.
Remember the 80s for us? In the 80s, I was in 8th, 9th, whatever, 9th, 10th. Okay.
Don't date yourself.
I want you to know how preserved well. But I remember there was a time where MTV only played majority white videos. But that was a time where our generation, we learned about Culture Club, we learned about Duran Duran, we learned about Wham and you know, and Journey, you know, Chicago, and then they started playing Run DMC on there and Prince and Michael Jackson, and we waited for the rotation. But what that did for our generation was like, hey, they got some good music. And because your generation loved our music anyway.
Yes.
So we had, then the schools started combining. and we start having this multicultural thing going on. Like now, it's nothing for blacks, whites, Hispanics, Asians all to go to school together. Like my nephew's generation, they don't see racism, they don't see placism, they don't see classism. They are starting to experience prejudice because of social media. Yeah. But before then, all they knew was your mama can't afford to get you no cell phone. Classism. Mm-hmm. You didn't get a car for graduation. Oh, God, yes. That's all that.
Yeah.
Don't your legs work? We walked everywhere.
I'm sorry,
but I digress.
That bike still. I don't care.
I digress. But I believe this is just my perception. It's up, y'all can add.
Just saying.
Give me your opinion. Hashtag that. But when Barack Obama was in office, the Band-Aid of prejudice came off. Mm-hmm. And you started to see how people really felt.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't black enough, he wasn't white enough. Mm-hmm. And they never even addressed, and when I say they, I mean the people of privilege. They never even addressed him as president. Nope. Mm-hmm. He was just Barack.
I know a lot
or he was Obama. Yeah. Oh,
mm-hmm.
Obama. Mm-hmm. You know, and then when Donald Duck got in office.
Our commander in
45.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden you think you have the courage enough. You gonna tell me in a minute, hold it, Kim.
I need another drink.
Here you go. You have the courage enough. Now we got Permit Patty. Let me rewind the tape. Let me rewind the tape. When Barack was in office, how many killings did we see on social media of people getting pulled over by the police and getting killed in their car just for a broken tail light?
What killer?
Or
what killer? I didn't even know they were in there. No,
see what I'm saying? Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, or Sandra Bland.
Who the hell ran a car into a?
Come on now.
Bring it. Come on.
Yeah, let me pour you something.
Get angry. Because
what you want? Because we don't need
car
it.
Into a, I'm still on that. I mean, I know it. Of everything that's going on, that one just kind of stood out because you can't. The way that whole the way the whole unfolding and his reaction to it, a car was ran at full speed into a parade, into people.
Yes.
There's hate. That was terroristic, folks.
There's hate. There's evil.
And the picture of the guy's shoe flying off, I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Like, you know, thank you. People, y'all need to take this mental illness stuff serious. I'm not making excuses, but these kids, look, kids get bullied, they act out.
Yep.
You tell these kids, you tell these men they not supposed to cry, they gonna act out.
Yep.
If you tell them to go to their room, I don't want to hear what you gotta say. What you gotta say, they gonna act out.
Yep.
They're gonna hold that emotion until that emotion explodes.
And then what I mean, and you go back to the gangs when we had, you know, the whole gangs. What happens? You get turned away at home. You look for an affiliation.
Yep.
You look for somebody to be your family because you don't have family where you need family the most.
I mean, for us, if you're black, you go to the streets, you go to the hood. And you're white, you normally you in the brotherhood or you in some kind of hate group.
Yeah.
So, I mean, y'all act like this is cliche. This is not cliche. It starts at the home, folks.
Yep, it does.
It starts at the home.
And we have to figure out how to heal it. And it might not even happen in our time. It might happen in my nephew's time. My nephew's 18. Your son's what, 20? Mm-hmm. So 17. You got 17, 18. So I believe that by the time my nephew turns 45, all of their kids will look the same. They're going to have the same curly hair. They're going to have the same skin color because they don't care about race.
Hopefully.
They just care about, I like her. Do you like me? Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Now my nephew's at an age where he about the big booty. Hey, it's just, you like what you see every day.
My daughter likes him tall and dark.
Yes. Amen. But I think when Barack Obama was in office, it was the shootings, it was the killings to say we're unhappy with who we have in office. So we're going to show y'all that we can do, like with the Trayvon Martin situation. We're going to do what we want to do to y'all and nothing's going to happen. Okay, but then when Trump got in office, it gave this false courage. Let me tell y'all something, party people in the place to be. This is not 1950. This is not 1960. And if Permit Patty almost got beat down.
Boy.
No, you're going to get beat down. It's not the same time. It's not the same era. People have no patience.
No. And
they have no chill.
And I think something else social media is doing for us is fear. But the thing is it's not fear for people like me.
Right.
We went to a movie. We went
but
to
that's
the
what
new
they're trying to install fear.
We went to the new Alamo, and we were leaving. My friend and I, 2 little white girls, were leaving. And we're going to get on this elevator to the parking garage, and 4 handsome young black men walked up behind us. And I heard them start discussing whether or not they should take the stairs because we were taking the elevator.
Wow.
And that's why I'm not, guys, come on.
Wow.
I said,
because
it's okay.
Young black men understand.
Now they have a fear that has been put in them. And it's like I said, it's not, was I at any point afraid to get on this elevator with these men? No. It was like a dad and his 3 sons. Absolutely not. And we ended up striking up a conversation. We all got off on the wrong floor. It was great. We had a sense of camaraderie by the time we all found where we parked. But for 1 second that those men were afraid to get on the elevator with us broke my heart.
Because how many times have you gotten on the elevator and somebody clenched their purse? Because you big, black, and fine.
That's why I said it's a very intimidating.
And here's the thing, I never look at the purse, but most elevators
you look at the body language.
No, I look through the reflection. I look at their face, and it's kind of, they'll look down in a way, or you're overly generous.
Yeah.
You're too kind.
Oh no.
The wording, the tone.
You can have the elevator if you need.
I don't need the whole damn elevator.
Come on, you know what? Yeah, hey,
you don't
what floor you going on? You know?
That's pretty much. I got to know. I was like, where are you going, guys?
But that's what I do. I find myself having to disarm people more through humor or through a smile.
The thing that I laughed at earlier is, I'm not going to say who it is, but somebody said totally off subject, but is John married? I didn't say that.
As he takes a drink.
One thing I want to say is that we talk about it changing. We know that in America, the only thing that makes change is money. So I want you to think back to the days when our ancestors were sold on a platform and separated from their families and looked at because of their physique and whether they can work in the fields. Now I want you to go forward and look at the NFL, the NBA, and the baseball, and look at how they are doing the same thing.
Boxing, same thing. They're
doing the same thing. So you want to make change? Professional athletes, sit down.
I think they will help.
Let me say this now. When you stay back in the day, okay. Back in the day, we had Big John Studs. No relation.
Yeah.
And their job was before genetics, but people felt like they can look and say, this stud can go make another stud.
Yes.
Stud.
Yes.
But here it is. Look, think about it. You were then taught to go into one house, make a baby, go into another house.
Sometimes make a baby with your own relative.
You ain't got to take care of them, but you just keep making babies.
Yes.
And that's what's going on now.
So now, fellas of physique or whatnot, look, just think. It's just, you coming back, when you choose to go into a house and make a child and not take care of them and do it over and over and over, you're bringing back the curse of slavery.
Ooh, yes indeed.
Because this is prejudice, not about black and white.
Yes.
Yep.
So I'm talking a little bit to us right now.
Yes.
Curses are real.
Yes, they are.
And they repeat.
They repeat themselves.
So if you choose, you're taking a chance that the child that you making not a father to, that he won't be just like you. Because it takes a father to a son for that love to come through.
Amen.
So you gotta get up. So I don't even know where that came from.
No, but you know what's crazy?
See, the prejudice thing is real too, though, because I have a lot of children.
Yeah, because there's a lot of athletes, and they feel like, you know what, I can afford this child support. It's not about what you can afford. It's about the child that doesn't have a father.
Yes.
Because that was actually, I had skipped over because we're talking about prejudice in our community. But that's the truth. Because if you look at our lineage, people want to say, oh, why you just don't forget about that? Slavery is real.
Because if we forget about it, it's going to happen again.
And it's like, they used to have us mate with one another. And let's not talk about massa mating with us.
Yeah.
Because, and it wasn't like, oh, baby, I love you.
No.
Come on in my
I'm
room.
not
No, it's just rip the dress up, hump her down hard, and then you had a baby, and oh no, this baby is different, so we're gonna take this baby from you because this kid, we gotta sell this baby down the street because this baby looks too much like me.
Yes.
And everybody can't know that I done had you.
So look at the NFL draft. When they're letting them stand up and seeing their arm length. How big is their hands? How big are their thighs?
Yeah.
The same thing they did to us in slavery.
How fast they run.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Now.
And best believe that NFL owners group is a collective, can I say it?
Say whatever you want.
It's a collective, high-paying, slave trading business.
Yes.
Yes, we have guys that's getting paid, but at the end of the day, look who's signing those checks.
And
we not gonna be owners, fellas. Hopefully down the road we will, but right now, there's white owners that won't let other white owners in because they feel like they don't belong. So
Right.
So let's talk about the different shades of president. Boy,
Freudian slip, ain't that?
Different shades of prejudice. We got black versus white. We got tall versus short. We got gay versus straight. We got dark versus light. Rich versus poor versus middle class. We got young versus old. Fat versus skinny. You know, there's so many different shades of prejudice.
That's what I was saying a minute ago. You were talking about fathers and families, and I have 7 children, and do you know how many times people have looked at me and tried to find a very subtle, covert way of asking me if they all have the same father?
Wow.
Yeah.
To the point that I just start prefacing the conversation with, and I've been married for 18 years.
Y'all just have babies.
Because they try to find, because they look at me and they think.
There's some babies gonna be.
Let me tell you something. It better be some babies.
I'm an army wife, so trust me, we spend that time together very carefully. But it's like they're looking at me trying to go, but how many baby daddies does she have?
Wow.
Because they don't expect that.
It's a prejudice.
You don't expect to see somebody who was a younger mom to be in that committed long-term relationship, because that just doesn't happen. And no, that's not typical. But you automatically assume that, oh, you got pregnant young. How'd that work out for you? Well, pretty good, actually.
On the other side, do you know when I meet somebody and they ask me if I have kids, you know what I say immediately? 2 by the same woman.
Wow.
Exactly. You feel like you have to
2
justify
by the
it.
same woman.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you have to put it out there because they're going to automatically look at you and assume that it's got to be a multiple baby mama, which I hate that term, but situation.
Yeah. Well, hell.
It's like you can say it's
How
the mother of
about
my
this?
children.
Let's unwrap this package. Party people in the place to be. I have no kids. Not a one.
You make me feel less bad for having so many.
And they just assume because I've been a thick chick all my life, even when I was a size 12, and people thought that was heavy. No, baby, I'm not old and bitter.
No, that would be me because I've never been married and I'm 54. So I'm old and bitter.
You're old and bitter. You're that spinster.
You cannot just not gotten married.
Yeah.
There's
something's wrong with me.
Reason why you did not.
And the truth is God's time is God's time.
Yes.
God's speed is God's speed. And if God wanted me to have kids, trust and believe. I fellowshipped enough to have some. So it's evident that he didn't want me to. And if he does want me to, that magic trick will happen later on in the game. Please don't wait too late, Jesus. I'm not trying to have no kids. because they told me I couldn't have any children.
Right.
So, and I made peace with that. But you just assume you don't have no
women
kids.
that don't want to have children. Be like, oh, honey, you must not
I
be
wanted
able
them,
to.
but what the thing is, people just assume you didn't have any kids.
Yeah.
Well, why?
Are
Before
you
you
broken?
ask me, yes,
Are you broken?
that's a prejudice.
Yeah.
I ain't never had no complaints. Let me drink, because I'm
Girl,
talking much.
and I get, are you Mormon? Do you know what birth control is? You know what birth control is, don't you? Yeah, I know.
The Bible says be fruitful and multiply. And it takes an extremely great person, God bless you. Because let me sidebar. I ran into this nice young lady in the break room at work, and we got to talking, and she told me that her one of her kids had autism, and a lot of her clientele, she deals with children with autism. Check this out. That's why God gave her that baby, because now when kids or people come in her shop, she knows how to deal with that. She told me she'll get on the floor to do the haircut, and it takes patience to do that.
Yes.
It takes you are a blessing. You're
Yes.
a blessing, and I who's ever out there that's tuning in, they were afraid for her to be on the show today because she was the only white girl on my panel. I will never, ever mistreat a guest on my show.
They're afraid that by default I'm going to be vilified.
And that's a prejudice.
It is.
That's we cannot live in fear. If we want to make
And
a
that's my
change,
thing.
we
I'm
gotta
not
stand
afraid.
up.
You were saying that I'm putting a target on myself because
And it's the
my
truth.
my own people are gonna target me for stepping up and standing out. But it's gonna take people like me who
Yes.
have that privilege,
Yes.
who have that protection, to step up, stand out,
Yes.
and say, this cannot anymore.
we
Because
have
this is not the future I want for my children.
Absolutely.
I don't want
Absolutely.
my children to be explaining to their children why things are this way.
Yeah.
I don't want them to have to do that.
I'm tired of in my community. What they say before I go to it.
This is your sister.
Oh damn.
Mimi is not. No, she is not. Mimi is white.
I can't stand her.
Yes,
Okay,
girl.
and let me tell you something. Those are the jokes you get in the black community if you're fair skinned. That I came home from vacation, y'all. Let me go to the comedy. We're gonna go to Comedy Zone. What is
it? Sugar in your hair.
Please take it out. Please.
No.
Don't touch her hair.
I know, 'cause people-
No, she let them touch her hair, honey.
I
It's
know
okay.
she will.
Yes.
Gonna come in.
It's okay.
That's all right. What a gentleman. Woo, woo. Anyway, back to you, Bob.
Somebody give me that sugar.
Went on vacation, came back with the most beautiful, gorgeous tan. So I thought, right?
So jealous.
I came in the house. No, when she picked me up, oh my God, you're so black. And when I washed my face, a lot of it came off. It was like the skin. She was like, it's still there. I thought I was gorgeous. I'm gorgeous, but that's the on the joking side. In our community, that's what we get.
I went to work, and the first thing they told me is, "Oh my, you look like a black girl now."
I thought I looked like one yesterday.
Girl.
We. Hey man, we're still black. We still. I'm probably more power to the people than he is.
You all, I just want to catch a tan.
And
Can I not turn red, please?
I will show you the tanning. The tanning.
Look, turn out.
He caught what I said.
Yeah.
I'll introduce you to my tanning lotion. Now.
Yeah, girl.
But I mean, we have to make a change. We have to make a change, and it starts with us. What they say, Kim. What that Nicole say? She said something else.
She
I
said,
think
"I
my
was just
sister's up in
joking."
there.
I love you, TT, even though you don't want to work the camera. So does prejudice and sexism still exist in the workplace? And how do we fix it?
Good luck.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna drink while y'all answer that.
brothers. It's
Don't be diplomatic.
It's a loaded question.
It's
It
not
is.
loaded. It's just something that personally that I see, and it goes two ways. So, I love my little brothers. I study them individually by what they say and how they respond to things, and I don't hate people for what they like.
Mm-hmm.
but Instagram is a cesspool for impressionistic bias, if you will.
Okay.
You can. There's a lot of candy on there,
and everything.
Good way to put it.
Everything is glitters ain't gold.
And so, while if you're an Instagram model and everything you post is not if everything you post are bathing suits, let's say you're a swimsuit model.
Right.
Okay, cool. Well, and you're hanging out the swimsuit. Okay, cool. That's fine. Me, being mature, more mature, I'm not saying, oh, instant thought, whole. You know, I'm billion, you know, when I get my first million, I'm gonna get me a woman like that, because a woman like that can't cook, and I don't care who you are. Hold on, time out. Women.
Yes.
I'll tell you something. Cooking is not a lost art. It makes you so valuable. You just don't know. You can only eat out so many times. Because if you out there asking questions about me or wondering if you can't cook,
cooking's important.
But
Pay attention, ladies. Pay attention.
Well, that too. I mean, being a lady is important. But I say, when you, now that when you, it's almost like a prejudice against social media, if you will.
Yeah.
It
goes to that saying, I said perception kind of is everything. And if you present yourself a certain way, yes, as a mature man, I can choose not to think to the left. I can say, oh, you know what? You out there making money, you getting followers, you're sponsored. I noticed that, and you're modeling these swimsuits, and probably these sponsors are flying you to all these places where you're taking these pictures. I can go with that. Business, yes. But just be mindful of, you know, all the others who are maybe a little bit more flamboyant with it, the things you say, the way you carry yourself. You know, it's okay not to twerk on the video. It's okay.
It is okay.
It is very much okay, because it's still you know, maybe I'm just old school, but you know, it's something
be left to the imagination.
It's something about seeing the presents up under the tree.
Keep the whoop, baby.
I think I'm gonna write that one down.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you see the presents, you put them there, and you put them in there on the 22nd. You got 3 whole days, and you just
stare at it and wonder.
Yeah.
But if you put the present up under the tree without the gift wrap, and just if you put the present itself, if I can see that it's a remote control car,
then for
3 days, at least I'm just waiting to open it. It's like, I know what it is, but okay. Even when I open it, it's like, okay, finally, you know, I knew it was a remote control car. But if it's down there in the package, you like, damn.
Go ahead.
Can we touch on that for a second too? Because ladies, we have to start being nicer to each other. It's a whole other kind of prejudice.
Yeah.
How many times have we walked into a club or walked into somewhere and looked at a girl who's wearing something that maybe we would not, or maybe we are not so blessed to wear, because some of us don't have that booty. But we're going to look at her and be like, she a hoe. Just because we can't wear that.
That's a prejudice.
We got to start being nice. We're
just
looking at what she's wearing and trying to sum her up. She could be the most pristine Virgin Mary you have ever seen in your life, but we're going to look at her in that short skirt with her goodies hanging out and say she a hoe.
Oh, she could be dressed really well. Or have her stuff together.
Yeah.
Have her stuff together. Like, she thinks she all that.
Oh, God.
You know,
when you went back to the corporate America, question, when I was a branch manager with Chase, I would have young men that were educated, masters, come in, and one man came in with his son and said, my son now has a master's in business administration. He can't get a job. I said, do you want me to be honest? He said, yes, I want you to be honest. I said, well, I'm a vice president of Chase Bank. I would probably look at him a little differently because his dreads are all over his head, down his back. Now, if you want him to be in corporate America, he's going to have to prove himself, I'm just being real, because he's not going to get hired with dreads.
Meanwhile, my clean-cut, tall, white military husband with an HR degree is going to walk in and take that job.
Exactly.
Even if he has more experience than him.
That's right.
He's going to walk in and take that job.
And that's just so sad. But I'm liking the way this generation, they're trying to make a change. You see a lot more. Like, I've been doing hair my whole entire life. So
you do it, damn. Like,
thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
my daughter's coming up here.
Bring her, please. But I've been doing hair my whole entire life, but I talk to my girlfriends or my homies who work in corporate America who have to keep a cut that they don't really like, or that, you know, in the summertime, we as black girls, we like to get our hair braided, and that's not acceptable in corporate America. It's like, let's strip away everything that they are.
You gotta fit in that good hair
And
box.
make them assimilate
You gotta
to
fit
what
that.
we want them to
You gotta
be.
fit in that good hair box. You gotta have that good white girl hair.
And see, here's the thing. Do you know why business is slow for us right now? Because black women are rebelling. They are rebelling. And they are not. I used to buy relaxer, like loads of it, once a week. I can have relaxer for 30 days and never have to buy it again. Black women are rebelling because now they can go to work with locks. Now they can go to work with braids. Or they gonna sew their natural hair up and they gonna get a weave. And then some of y'all, God bless y'all spirits, y'all wear the weaves too damn long. And then I got to untangle that down. You get 6 to 8 weeks and that's it, bruh, girl, whatever you want me to call you.
You're gonna judge me when I say it. You're gonna have some prejudice because I do natural hair.
Yes, okay, like, come on, break it down.
I do natural hair. How many times have I had, and they didn't want me to talk about this because they said I was going to just sound like a whiny white girl.
No, go take them.
I had,
do you want to talk about it now? Or do you want to talk about it next week when we talk about stylist?
Let me peek on it for 1 second.
All right.
Starting in beauty school, if I were to walk into a salon and you're working in it, and I say, oh, I don't want her to do my hair because she's black, what am I?
Prejudice.
Right. If you walk into the salon and I say, I can do your hair for you, you're shaking your head no. She don't want me to trust you. She don't trust me. She don't want me to do her hair. Why?
Because you're a white girl.
But why? Why is that okay?
Because your hair's different from mine.
But your hair's different from mine. I should trust you to do mine.
But here's the thing.
You see?
When we go to cosmetology school, let's just touch this.
You see what I'm saying though?
Everything we learn is straight hair.
It is.
They don't really teach us.
Mm-mm. And some of us want to learn it because why am I going to limit myself? Why am I going to limit my ability to do any kind of hair that comes my way? Notwithstanding that I do have some beautiful, strong, young black women in my life that I really wanted to focus on. But why am I going to limit my career to only doing white hair?
Because here's the real deal. I'm just going to keep it real. I've had some bad haircuts. But the baddest of them all have come from a white girl or a white boy. Mm-hmm. Because let me tell you something, they good with the shears. Not that we're not, but they can chop it. That's some Edward Scissorhand type stuff.
But we need to have those stylists that are willing to say, that is not what I can do. But at the same time, you have to be able to respect those that step up and say, but I can't.
Because you know that also comes from maybe you absolutely gave a white stylist a chance
and she burned you.
The word I want to use on here, I'm not.
Yeah.
Jacked you up.
Yep.
So now you have, and like, that, well, don't let them do your hair because they do not know what they're doing. And a lot of them get overwhelmed.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we come in with a whole lot of hair.
Absolutely.
So that's a learning tool, y'all.
Absolutely.
If you don't believe her, ask to see her Instagram. Because nobody wants a business card anymore. They want to know your Instagram account so they can go see your work online. You got to do what they got.
Black men dating white women.
Well, that's low hanging fruit.
Come on now.
Come on with it.
I mean, but
that's a racist.
But the reason why that didn't, I'm gonna tell you why that really didn't come up with me, because we were more focused on
prejudice.
Prejudice, like, but of black and black, white and white. But if you want to talk on it, okay. I'm just
prejudice against their own women.
Yeah.
I love chocolate. I'm chocolate to the day I die. No offense, Trey. I just
None
have a
taken.
preference.
I love chocolate too.
I'm not chocolate. I just, you funny. My favorite candy is caramel. It's just, I don't get involved in that, and you really shouldn't, because here's the thing. That can come from a place of hate. Look, okay, black man.
Self-hate.
No, because I can probably, here's what could happen. Hurt here. Black woman hurt, met a white woman. It takes off. White woman hurt, black woman, love, fell out, love again, fell out, white woman. Yeah. I just came back from Mexico, and I saw more swirls down there. But we're talking about swirls over the world, and one of the most amazing couples that I saw, because you can see how they genuinely look at each other. They were Canadians, black man, and I still think he was an athlete of some sort. I just didn't ask him his business. Mm-hmm. With a nice fit. I mean, they look like they almost look like they belong together, but the way they interact, you can tell it was deeper than him just choosing
her,
a white woman. So I used to be on that militant ball, pro, but then when it comes to love and relationships, you don't know what kind of connection those people have.
That's right.
I'm a big believer in you love.
Here's the only thing. He was just willing to look for a connection outside.
And here's the thing: if he was an athlete, his selection is broader, because who he can meet with his status, he probably couldn't meet from the hood.
But okay. Well, let's talk about. Okay, so now you talking about when you get off the damn bench, ladies, gentlemen, and broaden that. Go to a museum. Go to a little league game on Saturdays. Just stop being a homebody and start doing something different, and you'll meet different people.
You only gonna meet, but the only issue I have, I don't care if you date Minerva. I don't care. Love who you love.
Right.
Yeah.
But don't be like, I don't date black women because they got attitudes and they talk loud. You don't know. Just like you've been through some things, bruh. She goes through things.
Yeah.
Love who you love. Like Cuba Gooding Jr. I think he's been with his wife or whoever it is since they were in high school. That's who he loves.
Right.
So there's no issue for me with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I just never had a white guy attracted to me. I'm telling you, if I met Minerva, I'd be like, me and Minerva, we about to get it.
Or at least maybe they weren't brave enough to tell you they were.
Right.
Because a lot of white men may be attracted to black women, but they find them intimidating.
I know a couple of guys that'll smash you right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Sheila, can I get their number?
I'll take it if they won't take it.
But I really think this was a great conversation. I really believe, I wish I would have had my other guest, Jacoby. We really needed your input on today. But we'll do this again because it has
it's a big conversation.
This is bigger than just an hour.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's bigger than just
part 3 on this one.
Yeah, we'll sit down. I'll get another guest, and
maybe Jacoby will show up.
We'll work on the and this is what I want you guys to do. Send in your questions on how you feel, your opinions on how you feel, and send them to the group page. And we will have this discussion again because we need healing, especially where our country is right now, where it's dangerous just to be who you are. You know, people think they're bold enough and brave enough to tell you you're not good enough. I was watching, everything comes up on the news is Facebook and Instagram now. Let's just be real. Nobody's watching 26, 39, 13 or whatever your news station is, Fox. Nobody's watching that. Then you might be watching Fox News and you might be watching CNN. But the truth of the matter is people go to Facebook for their news. And it was a young black girl in the Walmart checkout, and then we'll close with this. And she had stuff in her basket, and she was on her phone. And the white lady said, "You saw that, didn't you?" She was like, "What's in your basket, and who are you talking to?" And she was like,
business.
"Why are you all in my effing basket, and why are you in my conversation? She said, you are my business. She said, you are my business. Trump got people with courage.
But did anybody else in that line step up to that woman and say, no, it's not?
No. And then this is what she said. When the girl stood up for herself, she said, I'm about to call the police on you. And she said, and that's what we have to fix.
Dear white people in line around her, why did you not step up and say something? Because this is inappropriate. Stop it.
I'm going to say, I think in this situation, it was kind of, she wasn't in line. She was away from the line. You know, if you've ever been in the HEB and you got a big basket, you kind of step away from the line.
Yeah.
It was kind of a secluded almost.
Gotcha.
Because I know what you're talking about. And so, you know, I think if it would have been in line, somebody would have stepped out. But
I would like to agree with you, but they probably wouldn't have.
Well, it's HEB.
I'd like to think I would have.
People in HEB.
Man.
I'd like to think I would have.
That kind of stuff, it just ruffles my feathers.
She said it was her business. Like,
she said, you are my business.
No.
Like
Do you know what I would have did?
I'm going to tell her what I tell my children.
Do you know?
Worry about yourself.
Let me tell you part of
they
people
don't
in the
give you
place
those
to be.
opportunities in play.
Let me adjust my shoulder stretch. Come up to me in your famous Walmart or your HEB or Kroger and ask me, what am I doing? I'm going to say none of your damn business. And then if you say, you are my business, you might lose your fronts that day. Go ahead and get on your phone and call the law because it's going down.
You go to need them.
Because you're going to need some gum. I mean, I hope your dentures, I hope they're already dentures because you're going to need a new set. I'm just saying, hashtag that. Well, that was our show. Oh, let me tell y'all, if you send me a friend request, first, thank you guys for coming in. I love you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely.
If you send me a friend request, brothers, that don't give you permission to call me on Messenger or video chat me. There's no.
No unsolicited DPs, please.
Ooh, the things. Help me deal with them, Tina. I don't know how to deal with that. And don't be mean to me if I don't respond, because guess what? I'm working. I don't want to respond.
You must be
No,
at their beck and call.
I can't put that DM her. It's not my life. But
Shame about that.
thank you guys. Next week we're gonna talk about stylist pet peeves. We were in the break room today. I don't know what I was gonna talk about next week.
And clients that don't mean we don't love you.
Don't mean we don't love you. But I'm gonna have 4 stylists, well maybe 3 stylists and a barber.
Don't be Jacoby. No call, no show.
That's it right there. Just watch.
You sure can.
Please.
And we're gonna talk about stylist pet peeves. And we're not gonna even go into it right now because that might start to show off early.
It's gonna be fun.
But we are gonna discuss that, so tune in. Be respectful to your stylist. You know, you need her and she needs you.
Yes.
And I'm gonna sit down with my crew and we're gonna work out the questions. And if you have anything to ask us, take it to the group page. That's fine. Go ahead.
Listen, gentlemen, get these ladies to do your hair. Because ladies send you out there the way that you need to be sent.
See?
I didn't hair.
Remember the laugh. Remember the love.
Lord, yes.
Remember to be the light and always bear good fruit. This is hashtag I'm just saying. God bless you guys and see you next Saturday, 5 o'clock.
Come on, baby, I need you closer.